Hello, everybody. This is Hilton Samuel, and I am going to be answering a couple of questions that relate to conflicts and situations that lead to crisis in marriage and relationship. And today, our question comes out of Reddit, and it's a rather, I would say, unfortunate state of affairs that sometimes happen in relationships. So if your relationship is affected by this, let me know, and we are going to analyze, give some ideas, and at the end, and you want some resources, please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll be happy to send you along some resources. And if you are in a marital crisis, if you're constantly fighting, if you're constantly shutting down, and you again need some support, please feel free to get in touch with me via the link in the description. Without any further ado, let's hop into the question. Help! I'm a 30 years old female, falling out of love with my spouse, 32 male. Please, I've destroyed my mental state over this. Please be kind. This girl is probably going crazy. I am 30 female. I've fallen out of love with my husband, 32. We have a mortgage and a 2-year-old, and I've been married for years. This is significant because she is really a newbie to marriage, and she's going through something that she probably is not aware of, but I'll come back to that. Let's go on. I hate myself for this. I understand. I've fallen out of love with him. Fallen out of love. Now, this is interesting because the first thing to note here, that the concept that she's fallen out of love actually implies that she was in love with him before. And that is the first glimmer of hope that we have. We have been together for about 6 years before getting married, and our relationship was always up and down due to us being young and me never being sure in him being the right person for me. Okay, so she has had some misgivings, some doubts, but she seemed to be on the fence because the fact that she got married to him, perhaps she had the hope that maybe she will grow more in love with him. Now, that could be a fatal mistake. I've tried to bring this up to him, and he just shuts down, claiming he loves me and that I'm wrong for how I feel. So he's not hearing that, and probably doesn't want to hear that, but he refuses to change. I'm not too sure exactly what the change she's looking for, but she goes on to say, no matter how many times I've told him what I need, no matter how many times I've told him what I need to feel love in relationship, he just doesn't do it. So again, this is crucial to know that he's not scratching where it itches. He's in love with her, but he's just not doing the emotional things that trigger the feelings of love with him. I've fixed how I communicate. So communication from her perspective isn't wrong. Who I talk to, how I act to better suit him. He's a very quiet person. He never yells at me or curses at me or harm me. He's just a bad partner for me. So he's not actually doing what she needs to feel fulfilled, loved, seen, and emotionally connected to him. And we have a child, so I feel like a failure for even wanting to leave him. Now, a child in such a situation complicates issues, but I can't even stand it when he touches me or breathes next to me. So it sounds to me that she's developing some resentment and bitterness that will eventually, if not dealt with, grow and snowball into hatred, and the mess is going to hit the fan some point or the other. How do I navigate this without harming my child in the process? Now, first of all, let's just say that all relationships go through ups and downs, in and out. It sounds to me that she's probably she says she's married for about 2 years now. So she might be going through the letdown, the period of time when the the excitement drains out, when the hype, she's coming down from the moon right back down to earth. So she's losing those exhilarating, exciting feelings of love and romance, which is the first flush of marriage. And many people tend to equate that withdrawal feeling, which all relationships go through. There's a name for it, they call it marriage remorse, and they tend to equate that to falling out of love. And the phase that she's going to be hitting soon is a phase where there will be a lot of challenges as they settle into life together. She's going to feel that she has sacrificed for him. She said that she has changed the way she communicates, who she talk with, and act to better suit him. And if things don't really change, what would happen, she's going to resent him for that and feel that she has made all the sacrifice, she has done all the changes, and he's not putting in the effort that he should. And that is going to really make her not just resent and feel bitter about it, but eventually hate him. And she's going to lash out or shut down. So, back to the point I was making. Now, they're going to go through a period where there are going to be a lot of arguments as she tries to reach out to get him to fulfill her need. Eventually, they're going to feel, well, look, this relationship isn't working, and she will definitely walk out and storm out if things don't really change. Couple of things. Feelings are not always a good indicator of whether or not a person is right for you. Yes, she was in love, she felt in love, now she's feeling out of love. Feelings go and come like the ebb and flow of the tide. And what needs to happen is perhaps you might need to get some expert help or some outside help, because he's not listening, he's not seeing, and he probably doesn't want to see and listen to what you're saying, because he thinks that you're the right person. He thinks that he's in love with you. He doesn't understand what's going on with you, and he doesn't want to hear. And many people won't want to hear that the person they love don't love them, which is a very serious situation, particularly for men. Tend to bury their heads in the sand. Men tend to ignore what is being said and what is quite obvious to you. And by the way, even though you may be telling him, he doesn't see what is transpiring within your soul, within your heart, within your spirit, and probably won't recognize that this is something really, really serious, and it's almost like a ticking time bomb until you leave him. So it is best to get some external help so that he could understand the gravity of the situation, so that he could understand that he's literally on the brinks of having his new marriage blow up in his face. So that's something that we need to get clear. Also, I need to underscore this point. I hinted at it before, but this is important, that feelings go and come. Your feelings are not you. And by the way, the things that you focus on, you get more of. So if you feel that you're not in love, you harbor the thoughts of not being in love. And not only that, you're going to look for evidences that you've made a mistake. And the more you look for those evidences, the more you will find the evidences. So what you look for, you get. So what do? You have already committed, and you're in a situation that a child is involved. And the best gift you can give your child is how you as parents relate to each other. The child will pick up and absorb the atmosphere that is within the home. Whether it's a frosty, whether it's cold, all of that will affect your child. And so it behooves you to work on getting the mood right. How can you do that? Well, I don't know how you're communicating with your spouse, because this actually doesn't really give the details about how you do, but you did that. You indicated that you've changed your communication style. But what I am going to suggest is that in the calm and coolness of your sober conversations, while he is relaxed and you're relaxed, you simply ask him, I need to tell you something. Is this a good time? Would you be upset with me if I really talk my mind and tell you how I feel? And when he gives you the green light, you need to say, there are a lot of things going through my heart and my mind, and I think they're more serious than you're taking them. And this is the way I feel. I actually don't want to leave the relationship, but it is eating me out and I don't know what to do. This is the way I feel loved. These are the things that make me feel excited. And I remember those days when you used to do X, Y, and Z. And then you explain what he used to do that really triggered loving feelings in you. And I long for those times. You just say, yes, I really, really long for the days when you would take me out, when you would buy me roses, whatever it is that he used to do, because those made me feel so stimulated. Oh, and you really go to town, not on the bad aspects of what's happening, but you go down the nostalgic route of telling him of the times and the things that he used to do that made you feel in love during those times. And the second thing that I would like to share with you is that you begin to literally focus on the good things in your head and look out for things that he does that you admire. This guy, Stephen Stosney, says that even during the day, that you will think of things that you can appreciate in your partner. And as you think about them, they may be few and far between, but you want to begin to look for things. You want to begin to investigate and catch him doing things that are admirable, that you appreciate. And then tell him, look, yesterday you did the dinner for me. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, whatever you compliment him on it and appreciate him for that. And then that would start a positive feedback loop. And lastly, without making this video too long, you definitely want to do things that connect you. You said sometimes that you can't stand when he touches you. Now, it is important that you override those feelings, even though you can't stand it. If you do it for enough, if you allow the feelings of resentment to pass and literally force yourself to touch, to hug, to play, guess what? The feelings will go. Feelings are like the tide of the ocean. It's almost like sometimes we don't want to go to the gym. We don't want to do some people want to lose weight and they feel like eating the ice cream and the cake. But the discipline, you are not your feelings. You can override your feelings. And as you override your feelings, you will be very happy when you sit in the moment, hold hands together, look into each other's eyes. Initially, you might feel, oh no, I don't want to do this. But if you stay with it for a long time, if you like people who run, I think they have something called the 18-mile wall when you run the marathon. Everything in you, in those runners, when they hit the 18-mile wall, is telling them to stop. Their body feels like it's going to give out. But when they press through that feeling, they come out on the other side and they run in a flow state. And so do the things that engenders love, whether it's intimacy, whether, it's playing together, singing songs together, whatever it is, do them by discipline. And eventually your feelings will kick in. That's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that helps. And I'm looking, to your comments, your criticisms, your questions, and I'll be happy to respond to them. And again, if you are in a conflicted relationship, always fighting or shutting down, and in in a major crisis, I'm available for you to speak with. Talk soon. Remember, even when you think things are hopeless, there is hope. Don't give up.